Got it bad, oh, got it bad, ooh. Innovate the flow, you can't mimic it. Sound never dies, echo unlimited. Pro rhyme, your high school driven. Part futuristic, part primitive, progressive. Still rooted in the history that makes the source of all trueness. Back in action, tag back, then. Don't be surprised when I rhyme in Latin. Ipso facto, something an exacto knives.
Hip hop meets bluegrass with a band called Gangstagrass. Featured on America's Got Talent, the band features a couple of members from right here in the DC area. Danjo, who plays the banjo, and Pharaoh, who plays the fiddle.
Along with two Philly-based MCs, Our Son, the voice of reason, and also Dolio the Sleuth. They earned an Emmy nomination in 2010, and now they are on a tour with new music. We talked to Danjo and Our Son ahead of their shows tonight, right here in the DMV.
To a neighbor when the storm is wreaking havoc, then we each have a better chance of staving off the damage. That's a demonstrated fact. Come together as a pack, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. And that's that. Come on.
We all do better when we all do better. Can't get better than that. We all do better when we all do better. Can't get better than that.
Danjo and Our Son, so great to have you here. I watched you all the time on America's Got Talent. Let's start with that. What was that experience like? What has this ride been like for Gangstagrass?
It was bizarre. You know, we kind of took that with the pandemic and everything getting shut down. We just needed a new way to still stay out there and still be sort of doing what we were doing. And so the opportunity arose, and we just rode with it. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time out there in LA, and all the different people that we encountered were really cool. It was really cool that the cat that won was on our show, so we got a chance to meet him. The experience was it was unforgettable.
We know Danjo too. You're from here in DC. How did you find everybody else? How did you put this band together? Such a different, unique type of idea.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah. I mean, all credit is due to the original sort of founder and producer and band leader and guitar player and everything, a guy named Wrench, and he really runs the show. I grew up in D.C. and I playing bluegrass music with my dad. So when I was up in the New York area, and I live in New Jersey now, I was around New York. I was meeting some people at the jams, and I'll tell you the truth, I answered an ad on Craigslist.
Wow.
And they were looking for a banjo player. That's all it said. And I'm like, all right, here we go again. You know, one more run-of-the-mill bluegrass band. That's not what this was.
Definitely not run-of-the-mill. That's what makes you guys so amazing. Our Son, you're the voice of reason. But seriously, how do you meld all these different genres of music so successfully?
Well, the interesting thing about particularly bluegrass music and hip hop music is that they're so very alike in their improvisational natures, in a lot of the storytelling that's involved with it, and in where they're coming from. A lot of the, when you talk about bluegrass music, you have this idea of, a group of cats just kind of hanging out together, like on a porch or something, and they're, one guy's got a fiddle, one guy's got a banjo, and they're just kind of, building and they're trading solos, so on and so forth. The same thing is happening in the birth and development of the hip hop community. With just a bunch of cats hanging out. One guy's, banging on the lunchroom table, and another dude is rhyming, and another dude would get in there, and somebody else would get in. And so because they're both born of just very natural improvisational styles, combining them is very similar sort of thing to put together, and it's pretty easy. Really just adding the beat and then taking those melodies and laying them over the top like you would do with a sample or anything like that. But fortunately enough, I've got a guy hanging out with me with a fiddle, one guy with a banjo, and we're just building that together.
We go around. We take turns. Like, I'll take a banjo solo, and Our Son will freestyle some bars, and we just go around in a big circle.
I like you say it's pretty easy. You make it look very easy. We know it's not. We know that this takes a lot of talent to be able to do. And you actually, when you were recording your album, you weren't even in the same location, right? Is that how you put it together?
We were not.
Wow.
We recorded 3 tracks together in the studio, and then the pandemic hit and everything shut down. So everybody was hanging out in their houses. And, I recorded most of my verses sitting right here.
Wow.
And when we head down and when we, go all over the world and, link up together and really are able to connect, it was built from our home. So I'm gonna head down tonight to rock out the show.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
And if I recall, I mean, your music, obviously it's unique in the styles that are come together, but your lyrics and song have such a positive message, right? I mean, that's kind of what you guys want to do, is send this message of inclusion, diversity, everything out there, and your music does that.
That's right. And it kind of just arises from us doing what we do and being who we are. I mean, I like to remind people it's not like we got into this with any kind of grand, high-minded social vision. I mean, we really just started doing this because it was fun and a cool musical thing to do together. But over time, we've toured and we've been everywhere, and we've had success and gotten our album to the top of the bluegrass charts and everything. But in doing that, we get to see these audiences, and you get to see the people that come out to our shows, and we get to learn a lot about each other too. You get fans of different kinds of music, people who practice these different musics, and in the process, we just end up learning that we have a lot in common, and we just want to talk about that now.
Our son, welcome to DC. Danjo, welcome home, and your fiddle player Brian's from here as well. Have a great show tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Be sure to check them out tonight.
They actually have 2 shows, both at the Hamilton.